Welcome back to my channel. This is Venus from Heart's Desire by Venus, and today I'm going to show you some cute little tags that I have made. They are slider tags. As you can see, the little feature on there slides up and down. It should do it under its own weight, but they slide up and down on the tag. I thought I'd just add a little bit of interest to the tags there. There you go. You can see that one will slide on its own. So I thought I would show you how I did this. For this project, I am using LineDotArrow's Vintage Purple Kit. I really like the purple and the flowers. And in her kit, she has some of these fussy cuts, which turned out to be perfect for this project. As you can see, I used the big butterfly on here. That is the rose that I used on there, and the little butterfly for there. So today I'm going to show you how to do this. I'm going to use this one right here. So what I have done is I found that you do need a large tag size for this. The little ones, I mean, you can do it. These ones came in her kit, but as you can see from the size then there's not much else, room for much else on the tag. So I thought I'm going to use a bigger tag. So what I've done is I printed this twice. And the reason for that is because in the background behind the slider here, I didn't want to have a white space or a coffee dyed space, which you could, but I wanted it to kind of be the same print. So there's really no end, it's just the slider in between. So you can see it's all perfectly meshed right up there. I liked that look. So I printed off 2 of these. And then what I did is I traced out the tags in the location on the paper. I wanted exactly the same spot. So I did it twice. Inked up all the edges. I cut out my image, inked it up. And I don't know if you've done these in the past. I mean, I used to do these when I had cards, made cards and things like that. And lots of times you'd use a penny. Now this one here, I've got a disc on. But I think this one, you can see in there, I used a nickel. And this one, I used a dime for the float weight. But I found that I didn't like the weight on the card. So this one, I used my hole punch. So this one, I think this one is what? Oh yeah, see, it's an old Stampin' Up punch. It's a 1 3/8. You could do bigger. You could probably do smaller, but I wouldn't do much smaller because you want your image to be on here, but you also want to be able to slide it back and forth and keep it in the little rail, which would be this little part here. So this is what I'm doing. You can modify. I'd say try it my way and then modify it how you want after that. You'll get the feel of how it works. And what I did is I'm going to be using this butterfly, and I'm going to be using a little pop-up dot to hold it off the spacer here. So I drew a rectangle for the whole size. I wanted to move from here to here, so you can see on my pencil. So I drew that, and I put a little pop dot in the middle here because I'm going to cut this out, but I wanted to make sure that there was enough clearance on either side of this for when my pop dot is on the back of this that it will slide up and down, but not be too much because it would be sloppy. This one here, I cut it and it's kind of sloppy. It should have been a bit smaller. I end up having to take it off, and originally it was on a dime and it was too big, so I had to take it off and put it on the nickel because it was larger. So just a cautionary tale there. I did find that. So all I'm going to do is cut the rectangle out. Remember, we're only doing it on the one side. So I'm just going to cut it out with a blade, reasonably straight. There we go, just down your line. I also inked the edges of this already. So there you go. See, now you've got your pop out, and that we don't even need. So I'm just going to use the right kind of ink, move my board, and I'm just going to kind of cover up the edges there so I don't have any of the white showing through. All right, so now you've got two tags, one with the slot through it, one with not. So here is what I have done at this point. Flip it over, and this is the circle that's going to go in the middle here. And your butterfly is going to go onto the other side of it. So what I did is lined up my butterfly right in the middle of how I want it to be. And I put, actually I should do it the other way around. Flip it over and line this up perfectly in the middle of my circle. And here's, I don't know about you, but I'm not very precise naturally, so I'm going to need a little help. I'm just going to draw a faint line in the middle of that circle so that I can make sure that the middle of that circle is in the middle of my track here, which is perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to line that up, middle of the track, flip it over. You could even tape it, and I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put a little washi tape to make sure it stays exactly where I want it while I build up the tray around. So let's try this again. The line in the middle, and we're just going to put a little piece of tape so it stays in the spot. So now on the back side here, you've got to build up a little trough here so that this disc doesn't come out. So what I use, where is my pop dots? I used, here they are, right here. I used pop dots. You can use foam tape to build it all the way up. I didn't feel I needed a huge strip, so basically I put one at the top because I don't want it to fall off the top and I don't want it to fall off the bottom. And just secure it in. And then what I did is, as you can see, you don't want it to go any farther than that on the sides. So I'm just going to put a dot right close to it, but not over it, because this way it can still move. And I'm just going to place a few, and honestly, you could probably draw it out, but I'm just going to slide it down and say, okay, make sure they're all kind of close to it. If you did a full strip of the foam, that would work too, but I just happen to not have one. So I'm just going to run little dots all in a line down so that it's not going to come off. All the way around. So now you can see my dot is going to go up and down in that channel, but it's not going to come out. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to peel these off, and I'm going to add just a little, flick these off, a little dab of glue onto the top of each one of these, just for a little added security, because you don't want them to not stick, and then your thing will pop apart. Okay, and also to keep it uniform, I'm just going to take a couple extra dots just near the corners so that it doesn't, so the whole tag will be raised up a bit, but you don't need it to be all foamed, so that'll just be enough, oops, to make it all pop up. So again, I'm going to do that. So now I'm going to make sure, I'm going to erase my line, or you don't, because you know where it'll fit right in the middle now. So I'm going to leave it right in the middle. I'm going to put some glue just a little dab on each of these foam dots. It's a very similar method as to making shaker boxes. Very similar idea. Okay. And now I'm just going to take my back peak card, lay it all upside down, and just line it all up so it's exactly the same as the top part. And smooth it out so it's full contact. So now you can see, use my eraser, you've got your circle in the middle that goes up and down. So now I'm just going to take, again, another one of these glue dots. But I'm actually going to put a little dab of glue right in the middle of the circle. Put my foam dot, or square, whichever you have, right down in the middle. And again, the same thing, I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the top of the dot just for extra security, because it's going to be moving around a bit. And I'm just going to place my butterfly square in the middle. And there you go. So now I'll let it dry here, but you can see it's going to move up and down. There you go. Oh, it's kind of wet, so it's stuck. There you go. It's as simple as that. So now I'm just going to punch a hole in the top here while that's drying. On one of these, this one I just inked the back, which I probably will do this one, but this one I put it, backed it with some coffee dyed paper. I'm just going to put my reinforcements on. I've got a couple here. I'm just going to ink them up so they're all in the same distressed color. And place it on the top here. I'm just going to distress the back ever so slightly so it's not stark white. Just give it a gentle rubbing, because I might put a pocket or something on the back of this. I haven't quite decided, but for now I will put a reinforcement on the back. And there you go. As you can see, you've got your tag with your moving sliding feature. These are going into a project that I'm working on right now. Is I am making, I'll just show you here. It's hard to see, zoom out a little bit more. It's a little stationery box that I'm working on. I will have to get, there we go. It's got a little journal in here, some file folders there, and then I'll be putting in a few of these tags. I will do a walkthrough of this before too long once I'm finished, but that is what I'm using for these, using these tags for. So I thought I would just show you that, and then when I get this box done, I will show you the rest. Thanks for checking it out. I know it's a short little project, but I thought it was just something cute to add a little different effect to your tags there. Hopefully you like it. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Check out some of my other videos that I've got on other tips and techniques. Thanks for coming and watching. Hope you have a great day. Thanks.